Are you ready? I said, are you ready? You are listening to Voice of the Fans Sportscast, brought to you by none other than the voices of the fans. Discussing football, basketball, news, trending topics. The one-stop shop for all things sports. Voice of the Fans Sportscast. Hosted by none other than Ben Swift Reynolds, Taylor Gatwood, 100% RC, Professor Damian Flowers, and Tyler Wright.
Hey guys, welcome to Voice of the Fans Sportscast. I'm your host, Ben Swift Reynolds. We have 100% RC with us, and Professor Flowers should be on later on. What's going on, man?
What's going on, man? Let's do it to it, man. Let's get it on.
Man, yes, indeed. What a weekend for football. A lot of upsets, man. I know I did terrible in game picks.
We all did.
I took some chances. So that will really screw me up. What was your favorite game of the week?
Favorite game of the week, of course, I'm biased. It was mine. It was the Niners game. I thought we was beat, and then we rose up like the Undertaker. So I'll take that.
Yeah. I think, of course, you already know what the Saints did.
Yeah.
That was not my favorite game of the week. Mine would probably be the Lions and Ravens. I think that was a really good game right there, man. Really good one. If y'all new to the show, like and subscribe, share a family with friends. We usually do shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays and sometimes Fridays, just all depends. So look out us for there. Let's go ahead and do the game picks. You want to go ahead and start with that?
Yeah, let's check them out.
All right, let's cue the music. All right, let's look at this thing. This is game picks through week 3 right here. Flowers still staying strong at number 1. We have Linda in second, RC in third, T-Gat, Randy, Tyler, and then me.
We can't see them.
Huh?
I said I'm not seeing them.
You're not seeing them.
I don't see the graphic.
You don't see the graphic? Oh, it's up there. Let me look on live. Yeah, it's up there. You on your phone?
I'm looking at my computer and my phone.
You don't see the graphic at
Hold
all.
on 1 second.
So, man, it was a rough week. I think I went like 6 and 11. It was something crazy. It wasn't good at all. I mean, you probably won't be able to see the videos then.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you just a second.
So, guys, we pick every game in the NFL season. Every game. So, what you're looking at right now is the NFL is the game picks through week 3. You still ain't seeing it?
Man, somebody got a Voice of the Fans just like you, bro.
What do you mean?
Yeah, bro, you gotta pull it up. It's Voice of the Fans. Yep.
On what?
I typed it's on YouTube. I typed it up. It says Voice of the Fans. But you just put yours. It says VOL, Voice of the Fans, with Cam Buford.
Huh.
I never knew. I typed in Voice of the Fans, just trying to get to it real quick, and boom, there it was. I'm like, dang, that ain't us.
I never knew somebody had this name same as us.
Right, you need to check it out.
Well, tell them we more special than those guys. Tell them we actually a LLC.
Yeah, I can see it.
So you're not even seeing it on YouTube?
I'm trying to pull it up now. You can go ahead though. We'll figure it out.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into our topics for the night. The Giants name Jaxson Dart the starter. What you think about that, RC?
I have no problem with it. I think the Giants are in rebuild mode. So I have no issue with that. I think that, players like Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers and, Joe Flacco, it's time. Them guys have had an opportunity. They won Super Bowls, a lot of games, did a lot for their fan bases. We're seeing the back nine of all their careers. It's just time to, it's a young man's game. So let them guys step in and start leading these organizations. So I have no issue with it.
You don't think they should roll with Gabe Winston a shot before they put Jaxson Dart in there?
Hell no. James for sure. No, if you're gonna go
what's the rush? To me, like, what's the rush? I mean, not like they're gonna make a world difference especially in that conference, even in the division. Right now,
they got a defensive problem, so they ain't just got an offensive problem. So
it's the whole team that's messing up. Corners can't cover, blown coverages, not really getting pressure on the quarterback. So it's really like it's Dable's doing with this team, because we thought they'll come out here and perform on a high level, but we haven't been really seeing that. And we thought Russell Wilson gonna play better than that. He playing. Somebody said if Russell Wilson gonna come out there and play like a rookie, we might as well gonna put in a rookie.
Yeah.
So that says a lot right there. I just hope that the expectation for Jaxson Dart to just uplift this team is not too high. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Especially of somebody of his caliber, people look at him to be the savior. So I hope they don't put too much pressure on him to come in, turn it around, and make a push for the playoffs. It just, like I said, they got too many inconsistencies with this team right now to even look for Jaxson Dart to come in and do all that.
Well, Malik Neighbors said that the quarterback position ain't the problem. That's coming from your number one guy. So if the quarterback position is not the problem, then what is the problem? And they asked him what the problem was, and he didn't have a response to that part. So if you're going to say the first part, why not finish it? But John's got a lot more problems than just the quarterback position. So
well, Kai, didn't he come out and say he told everybody that Danny Jones wasn't a problem? Daniel Jones.
Right. They did.
So like I said, all signs pointing back to Dable and everything. I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna make it through the season and they keep losing like this. Got the Chiefs or not, they could have beat the Chiefs. They just couldn't put none together. How many red zone trips do they have that they just didn't put any points on the board? They had quite a few when they could have got touchdowns out of those drives. But here we are with Dart coming in and Dable trying to save his job, which I don't think he would be able to save his job. So
the issue in that game was now in the 3 or 4 games they done played. They done played 4 games. They done played 3 games. In the 3 games that they've played, neither they haven't been able to play a complete game with all 3 phases. And so one game the offense is going crazy against the Cowboys, and then one game the defense is going crazy and playing well. And this past game, the defense was back playing well, and the offense wasn't doing anything. So they haven't been able to get on the same page and win in all 3 phases of the game.
No, they haven't. And it's tough in the NFC. It's all congested, and every win, especially the AFC, every win matters at this point.
Yeah, sure.
They already lost a divisional game. So let's see, can they? And Tyrone Tracy, he's out. Hopefully, what's the Scatterbo?
Scatterboo, that's my guy.
Scatterbo can go in and right the ship since Tracy's out.
Yes,
I have a question. For you. Which 3-0 team are you most impressed with?
Well, I'm gonna speak outside the 49ers. I don't want to sound biased. The Chargers. I like what Jim Harbaugh has done in his first year, his second year. So I pretty much expected him to do that to keep trending upwards, but they look like a real contender. Usually that's what he looked like in his second year. He did that with the 49ers. He did that with Michigan. He did that with Stanford. So I'm impressed with the Chargers, how quick the turnaround was.
Yeah, I mean, they beat Denver. They beat the Chiefs opening night. So they coming in and beating very good teams. It's not like they playing against scrubs. They beat the Raiders. They whooped, man. They sent the Raiders packing. They didn't even show up to the game.
Right.
So that was actually the Chargers was my pick. I was very impressed how Herbert had came out and just spread the ball around, got his best players involved. And who would have thought that Johnston can finally catch?
Right.
That boy can finally catch.
Yeah. What a difference a year makes. What a difference just having a coach that believes in you and giving you opportunities. So,
Yeah. He been cause look, coming into the season, we knew he probably gonna be number one lad. He's still young. This is only his second year. So Justin, they really need him to step up, man. That's what he did. And I think that it transformed the offense with his ability to catch contested balls and be a deep threat too. So my pick would be the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
My first pick was the Chargers, but I'm going with the Eagles. They just win. They win these tough games, man. They grind you out and they just stick to what they know. They stick to the script and they get things done. What else can you say about the Eagles team? Even though they young on the defense side of the ball, but with the veteran presence of Jalen Hurts, he keep riding the ship. And everybody want to talk about how Jalen he's not the reason why they winning, but I'm pretty sure during that Rams game he made some big time throws to get him back down the field because Saquon wasn't a big factor in that game. So the Eagles just finding ways to win. It just blows my mind because they did look dead now in that Rams game, but their perseverance through this game would really impress me. It shouldn't have impressed me since they are Super Bowl champions, but they just finding ways to win. And that what shows in a veteran-led team when they get in those situations, can they overcome? And that's what they've been showing for the last couple of years.
Yeah, I respect it. I mean, that's what it's about, stacking wins, and they're doing that. So respect.
I mean, what can you say about Jalen Hurts, right?
I have no issue with Jalen Hurts. I just don't think I can say this. He gets it done in the way that he's asked, and that's all you can ask for. Any quarterback, he wins. So he's a winner. Don't look like a traditional way, but who cares when you win it?
So what you got? So when you know how the Eagles' offense constructed, do you really? It would say they had to just come out and pass the ball. You think that Jalen Hurts can lead the team if they just had to rely on his arm to go put the game away?
Well, if I'm a defensive coordinator, that's what I want. I want to see if he can throw the ball, 20 to 30 to 40 times a game. I want to see if he can do it. I know he can. I've seen him do it in the Super Bowl on the biggest stage. He was in the shootout with Mahomes. But can he do it consistently week to week? I would rather have him throwing the ball than them controlling the offense with the run, controlling the clock with the run. So, yes, I believe he can do it. I've seen him do it. But from week in and week out basis and have to do what Josh Allen does, he can't do that. I don't think he can do it.
Yeah, me either. Hey, Randy, I had to check out Randy in the chat. He said he think he got 33 correct. I don't know. I had to go back and check yours in your game pitch you sent me. Cause sometimes I forgot to include the Thursday night game, so you might have me there. I might have to go back and look at your Thursday nights. But thanks for shout out to Randy and Voice of the Fans of Canada. Check out those guys. But Jalen Hurts, he get a lot of flack, man. Like the dude winning. What can you say?
Yeah, he's winning. I mean, I think social media, there's always somebody debating something about something, but how can you debate winning? How can you debate somebody that's winning? I mean, I don't. If I'm winning championships, I'm doing.
Yeah,
What do it matter? Just long if you're winning. I mean, that's the one thing they wanted from quarterbacks like Cam Newton and others. They wanted to win Super Bowls and they wanted to win
right.
championships. So he's doing that, and everybody want to bring up the supporting cast. I mean, all the good teams, those teams have supporting cast regardless.
It may not be the most fantastic or prettiest thing in the world, but they keep winning. Drew Brees came out and said that he thinks the Eagles' offense is boring. So I think that what people are getting at, I mean, when you watch them, you just see them kind of dink and dunk downfield, and you hear a splash play here and there, but they just playing to what they know how to play
They play
at
to their
that tempo.
strengths. Well, if you got if the offense is so boring, why are teams stopping it more consistently?
That's a good question.
Okay, so it's boring. It must be boring to the defenses as well because they ain't stopping it. They're not 0-3 or 3-0. So
yeah, to me they just line up. Man, they say your man versus my man. Let's see who win this thing. Yep. So I don't know. My next topic is what 0-3 team are you worried about? Do you want me to name them? All right. So you have the Jets, the Dolphins. You have the Texans, the Titans. You have the Giants and the Saints.
That's easy. Worried about it's the Dolphins, man. The Dolphins have way more talent than all those teams that were named. They have a quarterback that's being paid handsomely. They got a wide receiver that's being paid handsomely. They got another wide receiver that's being paid in Waddle. They have defensive stalwarts like Chop Robinson and Jordan Phillips and Bradley Chubb. They got guys. So I think, they're supposed to have an offensive guru, young up-and-coming defensive coordinator, and they're losing. They played better last Thursday night. It looked totally different. So let's see if they can get it turned around. But the thing about the Miami Dolphins, I mean, I can't really remember the last time they were really good. So I'm not shocked by what I'm seeing. I think it's a poorly ran organization. Something is wrong there. Because, I mean, you've had interchangeable pieces as far as players, and you still haven't produced what you want to produce. So maybe it's bigger than the players.
Yeah, I think it falls on the two guys, Matt Daniels and Tua. Tua has regrets. You gotta agree with me on that. Yeah, like when you watch some of his passes, like who you throwing it to and where you throwing it to? Did you see that interception? He threw it like right to the guy. He had somebody underneath wide open. He threw it right to the guy this past week.
Well, I think
somebody said, is he still concussed?
I think the thing with Tua, and I think the thing when you're losing, man, and you're losing in a market like Miami, New York, places like that, the blame always falls on the coach and the quarterback. But we're seeing a somewhat of a resurgence from guys that's like Tua that don't pan out there at that particular location, and then they go somewhere else and they be good. I think he'd be good in the offense with McVay or Kyle Shanahan or O'Donnell in Minnesota. I really do. I think it's just a change of scenery.
Isn't that the same offense though?
It is, but it's not the same coach. So you got to think about this. There's only one Sean Payton. So everybody that's been on the Sean Payton coaching tree, can you tell me somebody that was successful? Had the successes that he's had or better or more? Nobody. Okay, so every time Kyle Shanahan loses a DC or OC, they go off and be head coaches. None of them has been truly successful. That might have a good year, like D'Amico had one good year, and McDaniels had a good year, but after that, teams catch up. And so one thing Kyle Shanahan and them guys, what they do is they continue to evolve. And so I'm not saying that D'Amico, I'm not saying that McDaniels aren't great coaches, but you got to evolve. After that 1 year, it's kind of like that sophomore slump for players, coaches, new head coaches. Now what you going to do? And so, Mac Jones played in the West Coast offense, but now he's in the West Coast offense with Shanahan and looked totally different. So hey, I thought Sam Darnold was a one-trick pony. I thought he was only going to look good in Minnesota. Now look at him in Seattle. So, hey, what do I know? And over there, you got Kubiak running that offense. That's West Coast offense. So, man, I think coaching matters just as much as good players.
Yeah, to a certain degree. Some guys you can coach up, some guys you can't. I mean, we already know the Jets organization have been bad since, I don't know, ever since I was in high school. So that's a long time. And they never have done well with quarterbacks. So, yeah, coaches matter and the player matter. You just have to figure out what's messed well. I think that's the problem with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. They just one on want the other to conform, and the other one's kind of resisting to conforming to what the coach or to whatever's going on, and it caused problems. I think there's got to be a total buy-in by both parties to what's been taught and what's been ran, and sometimes things get put on guys that are too much. And I don't know for Tua's sake, I don't know that if it's him being pressure all the time, or he still having thoughts about them concussions he had in the past, is that affecting his play? But you still got to go out there and perform, especially after getting paid a big contract like that. I mean, they count on this guy to come in, do his job, and put the team over the hump, and he just not been able to do that. So, like I said, it is coaching a little bit everything, but at some point in time, you just got to go out there and do your job. I think that I would say the team for me that needs that's kind of like, okay, what's going on? It's Texans. They 0-3. Who would have thought the Texans would be 0-3 out of the gate? I know that video of CJ Stroud circling of him talking to Caleb Williams, like, hey man, keep your head up, like talking to him like the vet. And now he looking over there looking like he need to be the student. Somebody need to go talk to him after the game. And so it just I think it's the play calling, and I think it's the O-line. CJ Stroud, he don't look comfortable out there. He look unsure. The offense is not moving. I remember last year they didn't score a touchdown in the second half for like 6 or 7 weeks. It was crazy. So I think it's a little bit everything. I think D'Amico is trying to do everything in his power to keep this ball rolling. The defense, they looking tired and guys because they trying to stay on the field a lot of times. So this team has really, really underperformed. I see what Gatwood was panicking over there this past Sunday. Like, man, my team sucks. It's this and that. And, he might have something going on there. It's because the team don't look as confident as they once were. Well, so when you lose confidence in yourself, that's a whole nother ball game.
Well, I think too, 32 teams in the National Football League. Somebody has to lose. Somebody has to not be prepared as the other team that they're playing against. Somebody will fall into that category every year. Somebody will be injury prone. Some things are going to just happen. And I think with this situation here, society. Well, actually, the people that watch sports, pretty much the media pundits is what they call. They crowned them early when they signed Daniil Hunter and they signed they drafted Will Anderson. They start getting all these different players. Joe Mixon, all of a sudden now everybody's like, okay, even when they had Diggs, they're going to the Super Bowl, they're going to win. Well, you got to go play the game. Right. That's what Edward said. You got to play you got to play the game, and so they're having to play the game, and they're not very good at it right now. I think C.J. Stroud's a good quarterback, but I think he's been humbled. Like that was circulating with him talking to those guys, like he had been in the league 10, 12 years because he had success that one year. And that's why Caleb Williams looked at him like that. Like, okay, I hear you, but you ain't accomplished anything either. You're still a young player. And the NFL humbled him. So Houston's problems is not just O-line. It's not just offensive play calling. It's teams. They went from being the hunter to being hunted. Teams were throwing the kid, giving them their best shot, So that's a tough position to be in, being one of the team, considered one of the best teams in the league and getting everybody best shot every week. So using the excuse that their offensive line play is bad and all that, Listen, a lot of people struggling right now early in the season. You got to figure it out. They got enough talent in the building, so get it together.
So you think he's in CJ's head right now? I mean, he have the Nico is Tank is not back. I
Not back
don't
yet.
think he is. Yeah, so right now it's just Nico and I forgot the other guy's name.
Higgins, they got guys out there. I think the issue is these Texans look like those Jets we used to talk about. Remember how everybody, when Robert Saleh had the Jets and he looked good in the uniform and they had Sauce Gardner and
Rodgers.
Quentin Williams. And, you still got to go out and play the game. You still got to go out and compete. It's hard to win games in the National Football League. They're looking like the Robert Saleh's Jets. What they're looking like.
Well, for Gatwood's sake, I hope they pull it together because it's not looking pretty, especially that Jacksonville team. Like you come out there and the offense look flat versus them. Like, come on, man. I know it's a division game, but the Jacksonville Jaguars are not world beaters, and you came out and lost to them. And you losing division games. You can't drop those like that. Let's talk about this one, guys. This second year, I want to say second year in the league. The Panthers beat the Falcons 30-0. 30-0. So, as you know, Michael Penix was benched. Kirk Cousins came in. He didn't do as good either. Is there something there, RC?
Yeah, that's another team. Raheem Morris, I think this is his second opportunity to be a head coach in the National Football League, and it's the same result. He reminds me so much of Tomlin. He says all the right things. He mean well, but it don't translate to wins and victories. The issue I have with him is you have a lot of talent. You have two good quarterbacks. You have a pretty decent defense. You have the backing of the ownership. I mean, it's just time to produce. He ain't reaching these guys. These guys aren't playing and performing for him. That's a very inexcusable effort and output to a Carolina Panther team that's struggling as well. I mean, you could at least score. You didn't score. I mean, the Panthers 30 points. Think that.
Yeah, that was one. Actually, that was one of the games that ruined my parlay. That game and the Packers game, because even on some of my parlays, I took the Falcons plus 3.5, and some I just picked them straight up money line on some of those. Yeah. And so it was just like I was shocked because it was 10-0 for a good minute of the game. It wasn't like the Panthers was just out there dog walking them. They picked up some points off of turnovers and short field. So I was very shocked at how the Falcons came out on the road flat in the division game and weren't able to do anything about it. And like I said, they're just who Raheem Morris and those guys are, man. They good motivational speakers. I think they'll do better as coordinators to get your bench fired up. But now as head coaches, it seems like guys just tune out, or I can't put my finger on why they not ready to play. We see Cal Pitts out there doing cardio, and Bijan Robinson's not getting touchdowns, red zone touchdowns. So it's just like, what is the team makeup? Like, what is y'all mission out there when you hit the field?
You got to turn it around quick because you got to play the Commanders and then Buffalo, then the 49ers. So you got to figure it out quick because those three teams are going to play defense. They're going to challenge you in ways, a lot more ways than Carolina ever will. So, I just, I caught a lot of flack about, having an opinion when it came to Mike Tomlin, because sometimes being harsh towards black coaches because he's black. I mean, race don't matter. Get the job. It's about your job, man. It's about doing your job at the highest level. It's nothing, no slight against them. It's just when you get the opportunity and you got the full backing of ownership, you got to produce. And you don't score points against a team that's rebuilding. You're built. You're more built.
I mean, they had the Falcons second division. Shoot, they had them. Some people had number one with that loaded roster. I mean, that's just unexcusable. And like I said, it's nothing about race. You just gotta go out to perform. When you if I had an all black staff and some of y'all not performing, then I would let y'all go. It's just nothing about it. I need results. As an owner, I need results. I need my team to reach the next level. I'm pumping money into this thing, and I need these guys to take the team where it needs to be. And that's just another underachieving team with all that talent. And you know how it goes. When you're not succeeding or moving ahead, the team's starting to break up. Players start leaving. People want bigger contracts, and come a headache.
Well, the issue that they had, looking at the stat line, 17 first downs. So they had more first downs than Carolina. Total yard, they had more yards than Carolina, but they turned the ball over 3 times. So they lost the turnover battle. They were 5 of 13 on third down. They didn't convert any fourth downs. Time of possession was kind of equal, but Penix only he was 18 for 36 with 2 INTs. So this is your guy, and then this is his second year. He didn't play a lot last year, but it's his second year, and so now teams have got a little film on him, and so now they're coming after him as well. So, Bryce Young beat you, and he only threw for 121 yards.
Bryce Young, I was wrong, RC. I was wrong. Bryce did have a touchdown. He had a rushing touchdown. That's it. He didn't throw for nothing. He only threw for like 135 or something like that. It was below, I think, 60%? Was it 50 or 60% completion?
Yeah. So he looked like he played the role of he was a great value version of Jalen Hurts in this game. He did it just enough for them to win and didn't turn the ball over. So,
Randy asked from Voice of the Fans in Canada, don't y'all guys think first year players should be backup role to get used to the league? Like Aaron Rodgers, Manere, Andrew Luck. I prefer my guy to sit. I prefer it, but if I'm desperate and if I'm all about money and revenue, then I let the guy start. But most of the time, I like my guy sit for 1 year. What you think?
Is why I'm against it now because the rookie ain't 19 years old no more. The rookie's coming into the NFL 23 and 24 years old. So he's a grown man. I mean, you can hand the keys to the car because he's played a lot of college football if he's 23, 24 years old coming to the NFL. Now, back in the day, I understood it because the guy comes in the league at 19, 20 years old. So the age limit has changed because of the COVID year. And then a lot of these guys are staying in college because of NIL. So if I got a 23, 24-year-old rookie, you got some of your best quarterbacks in the league or some of the, your top 10 is 25, 26. So they're around the same age. Penix can handle this. I mean, he's a veteran. Bryce is older, so these guys can. I don't know how old Bryce is to say he's older, but I know Penix is about the same age of Brock Purdy. Yep. So you hand them the keys. Now it's a different era, different time, and say they're getting paid a whole lot more money. So
yeah, I can understand that. We're gonna take a little short break. Like and subscribe. Share with family, friends, and everything. Bring them to the show. And man, we love when people come in and talk sports with us. So blow it up in the chat, and I read them live so we can talk back with y'all. We like the conversation. RC, man, game recap. The Eagles beat the Rams 33-26. What's your thoughts on that?
Rams, they dropped the ball. They kind of should feel like the Bears and the Cardinals back in the day with Denny Green said the Bears are who we thought they were. We let them off the hook. They let them off the hook.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that the Eagles came back like that. Cause they looked dead in the water. It looked like the Rams took the foot off the guy's pedal and they was like went in la la land. They're like, oh, the game's over. We crushed their wheel. We seen Verse celebrating. We see Devontae Adams going off. So it seemed like they got complacent. And that's kind of shocking of Sean McVay because at one point in time they were punting and they wouldn't really they stopped putting up points. Then when the Eagles went ahead, they were like, oh shoot, we gotta get back up and scoring. So the Rams, like, they wanted this test. They said they built for it, they're ready, and they just showed me that they're not ready. You can't come in here thinking that since you knocked them down with a good couple punches that they're dead. No, you gotta keep pounding on. You gotta keep throwing on haymakers and make sure they won't get back up. And that's what I'm kind of confused with the Rams. Like, man, y'all know y'all played them in the playoffs. Y'all played them last year and y'all got your tails beat. Y'all should know that y'all gotta put them away and that y'all can't play around with them like that. And that's what they did. They thought they was dead and gone, and they got resurrected.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the stat line, Jalen Hurts had more passing yards than Matthew Stafford because he had to rarely come back. 3 touchdowns. Stafford had an interception. And then I'm looking at the rushing. The Rams outrushed them. I think what happened.
Barkley didn't do too much.
What happened was they stopped scoring, like you said, and they gave
how
the
many
Eagles
points they put up in the second half? Well, they put up 7.
Yeah, 7. Yep.
That's it. That's not gonna cut it.
Yep, not gonna cut it against the Eagles.
That tell me y'all didn't in the second half. Like I said, y'all like, okay, we just gonna coast. We gonna just play safe and try to get to the finish line. 7 points in the second half. That's unacceptable.
Yeah, it's not gonna get it.
That's not gonna cut it. And and y'all Rounds, I don't even like the Rounds, but y'all are my Super Bowl pick.
Yep.
Y'all can't let me down. Y'all, I'm looking bad right now in the game picks, and y'all can't make me look bad even more with y'all being my Super Bowl pick. So I need y'all to step it up. And this coming from a Saints fan. Y'all gotta make me look good out there. Another big game was the Lions and Ravens. I see an interesting comment by Dan Orlovsky. He said the Ravens are built to beat the Bills, the Chiefs, the Bengals, but they not built to beat physical teams. Do you agree with that statement?
So traditionally, the Ravens were built. Their foundation was all about physicality. Watching them give up, they got one of the worst defense in the NFL right now. I think the bottom 3 is Cowboys. It's Cowboys. I forgot the 3, but I know the Cowboys. I know Ravens are at the bottom. But I feel like to me, we're thinking about yesterday's Ravens with Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and them boys. It's not the same Ravens. Like Ravens giving up 30 points consistently. They're not built. They're built to score a lot of points, but you got to stop somebody in the playoffs and then stop somebody eventually. So I don't know how they're built. To say they're built to beat the Buffalo and beat the Bengals is kind of crazy because I don't think they go into it saying they're trying to beat that one team. Their division is pretty tough as well. But 38-30, neither one of those teams played defense. Even though the Lions had 7 sacks, the Ravens did what they wanted to do. I mean, Lamar had 288 yards passing with 3 touchdowns, a QBR of 68. Derrick Henry had 50 yards rushing, but Lamar had 35, so there's 85. Yeah, it was tough. I mean, but, both of them, I feel like to me, it didn't look like – the difference in the game was Gibbs had 67 rushing yards and Montgomery had 151. So
that was he had that big run.
Yep.
They come down to the red zone. I mean, I think the Ravens defense is their Achilles heel. I ain't shocking, to be honest. Cause they got names on that defense, man. It's not like it's just scrubs. They have names on the defense side of the ball, but they not playing up to par. Which who you put that on? I know the defense coordinator. He's new and he's young, but Lamar and them, they can't be just keep putting up points and the defense just keep handing it back to the other team. Like that's just crazy to me. And Derrick Henry, he's having to fumble out right now. Hopefully he get over that. But I heard somebody say, man, they ain't worried about tackling Derrick Henry anymore. They just trying to punch the ball out at this point.
You know how many sacks that the Ravens had in this game? It's a problem right here. That's 0.
On Lamar. Oh yeah, Lamar got sacked like
Lamar got sacked 7 times, but the Ravens themselves didn't get no sacks.
They didn't get any. Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You gotta move Jared Goff off his spot. You gotta make him feel uncomfortable. You gotta make him tap dance, and he didn't do none of that. Yeah, that game was strange too in a way because Lamar didn't look like Lamar in some points. You know what I'm saying? He was taking horrible sacks instead of just trying to get the ball out. He was doing playground again, and he was taking bad sacks too. So, but it didn't really hinder them because they were still pulling up points. So it just comes down to they got to clean some of that stuff up, and the defense they got to make plays, man. If y'all gonna get deep into the playoffs, we know y'all how y'all handle the Bills, and it's kind of funny. It's kind of like foreshadowing in a way because how they lost to the Bills, and now they come out and lose kind of almost the same way to the Lions. It's like the last play, the last drive.
I heard a guy say that the Ravens don't have leadership on the defensive side of the ball, and I'm in agreement with that.
Yeah, I can't.
Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs, Haloti Ngata, it's not coming through that door. Somebody gonna have to stand up and break a table, throw a chair. Roquan Smith might be the person that has to do it. Marlon Humphrey. I saw the fan base getting on Marlon Humphreys, but when I look at this roster, I don't see that guy that'll just rally the troops and just demand excellence. They don't have that, and that's something the Ravens have always had. Since Ray was there, but they don't have it right now. Kyle Hamilton seemed like he's a quiet guy. Roquan seemed like he's a fiery guy, but not, stand in the middle of the huddle and, and grab a face mask and, get upset.
Slap.
You need, when you look at the Lions, that's what they have. They have leadership all over their roster. Jack Campbell,
man, Hudson, it was a beast.
Yeah, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I love them high motor guys.
They tough, man.
You seen what Amon-Ra said in the end zone?
Yeah, for sure. That's what
you need.
That's why I say you can't kill the Lions off because it's the makeup of the team. They're mentally tough. They're battle tested, and they take on the image of their coach. So they like their coach. It's a mean team. So
yes, indeed. With that being said, we're gonna move on to the Cowboys and Bears, but we can talk a little bit about the game. But I want to show this video of Bubba Dubb. We ain't gonna watch all of it, but somebody slid into his DMs. So here we go.
Y'all probably seen me and this certain player for the Dallas Cowboys go back and forth in the DM. And it's never that serious with me, y'all. Anybody that watch me and watch my show, it's never that serious with me with these players. I don't get personal with these players. That's something I don't do. That's why I just kept it sports with that player. Yeah, he was in his feeling. Yes, everybody know I put the video out like I always do and talking about these players and this and that. But it's never what they think it is. I'm just talking to the players who don't know me and know what I do. It's never to the point for me to down you. You make it to the NFL, you make it to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? You somebody. You know what I'm saying? You great. Everybody can't make it to the NFL. Everybody can't make it to the pros. That's true enough. But don't get up here. Certain people I see in the comments say, "Man, what give you right to think you could?" You know what I'm saying? You can judge players and analyze. I'm not judging no player. I'm just judging about what they do on the field. And what I see on the field is trash. God damn it, it's trash. Y'all see it. I can't talk about it, but I'm not qualified. That's bullshit. I ain't got to play no moment sport to tell me that I see somebody out there bullshitting. That's what's wrong with the world now. Y'all so afraid to tell players when y'all see them, y'all be all starstruck. No, it's okay. Hey, play, fam. You need to pick it up. You need to play better. And all I was simply saying was, I know you coming off an injury, fam. I get it. A couple of years ago, you probably one of the best cornerbacks in the league. That was a couple motherfucking years ago. We talking about now. Just like some month when we get our paycheck on the first of the month, we pay bills. On the first, we had some money, but on the third and fourth, we ain't got the same money we had on the first. That's all I'm saying. 3 years ago, Dig was catching 10, 11 interceptions. When the last time he had double-digit interceptions? I wait. I do not discriminate, but he violate. So I had to do what? Demonstrate. You want to jump in my DM and call me all kind of lame? That's cool, fam. But when you get to talk about I'm eating D, and now I got to get you, fam. Now I'm going to trash you all year. I'm on you like that. Yeah, I'm watching now. More than ever.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful.
All right, we're going to stop right there. Trayvon Diggs didn't like what he was saying about him on his show, and he jumped into the DM, and they were going back and forth. I was gonna put DM video, but y'all can look it up on TikTok. And no, it's Trayvon. He was saying all kind of like weird stuff, man. I'm like, why y'all gotta tell somebody to eat D and stuff, man? Just it's like, what? That's the first thing coming in your mind. Like, come on. So Bubba Dubb had to teach him something. What's your thoughts, man, on Trayvon Diggs going in Bubba Dubb after a loss like that?
I understand Dub is a comedian, and he's made a career off of doing that, and people are going to get offended. It's a different time. This is not the athlete of yesterday. The athlete of yesterday were more professional. They didn't live within social media. They didn't care too much about what was said in the paper. Hell, we didn't know about it. They probably did care, but we didn't have social media to see or hear from them. And so I understand he's a comedian. It's a tight line, a tight rope. The Cowboys is his favorite team. But I do believe that these guys are a lot of them don't have a competitive spirit. And I want to say this. A lot of us talk about sports. A lot of us play sports. No matter what level you played on, we're not blind. We're not unaware. We're not stupid. We we're as fans. Some of us watch these teams every week. We know these teams just as good as they know themselves. We know the players. We know the scheme. We know the coaches. We know everything about our teams. We can't have an opinion about it without the fans. There are no Cowboys. There are no 49ers. There are no Saints. So Dub has a right to his opinion, long as it ain't disrespectful. But I mean, when you look at the numbers, you look at what's being put out there, man, it's a lot of bad football going on. I mean, Joe Milton took 5 snaps and threw a pick. Like, Joe, you gonna come in the game, you can at least take care of the ball. I'm with Dub with that. I mean, it's bad play. You got one of the most profitable organizations in football, and you have produced nothing for that fan base. That's why I have Cowboy fans always trying to tell me we're in the same boat that they're in. No, we're in a different boat. We're going that way. Y'all going this way. Like, we're not winning the Super Bowl outside the Eagles and the Chiefs. Nobody is, but we're competing. My fans go to that stadium and they watch the game and they don't get the Super Bowl trophy, but they get to cheer on Sundays. Cowboys all season is a fiasco. And then you go out and get George Pickens, who is a new version of Michael Irvin, and you got him out there acting crazy. So I feel like, man, if you want to shut a person up, regardless of who it is that has an opinion, play better. Go out there and beat the dog crap out of people. Take your play to another level. People gonna have opinion. Long people got mouths, people gonna talk. So my thing is this, man, as a non-Cowboy fan, I feel like if you want to shut up a Bubba Dubb, or you want to shut up Stephen A. Smith, or you want to shut up anybody, go play better. I mean, defensively, you got to be better for sure.
Right. Oh man, this is what I'm talking about. These guys are so sensitive. Like, we know Bubba Dubb is a comedian, and so if these guys don't know if these guys think that we don't know what we're talking about, then why y'all listen to us? Why y'all out there?
Why are you triggered?
Yeah, why are you tripping about it? He like, oh, that dude don't know what he's talking about. Man, we don't need that response. You just got your tail handed to you by the Bears, and you worrying about Bubba Dubb on TikTok. See, your priorities in the wrong place, and that's why y'all playing like y'all playing, because y'all too focused on the outside noise, y'all too focused on the lifestyle, instead of dedicate yourself to the craft and become better. And like you were saying, we're not stupid. We know what we're seeing. We know when y'all guys mess up. I mean, watch football 24/7. Watch highlights. We even play Madden. You can see, well, like, okay, they doing this and doing that. Like, we play sports. We're not like we just out here just never seen the game in our entire lives. So it just shows me that how unhinged the Dallas Cowboys are. That they got things going on inside their personal life, inside a locker room, that they can't control. That's boiling over into social media and stuff like that. That just showed me how immature Diz is too. Like I said, it's a comedian. He gonna make jokes. He make jokes about everybody. So why are you taking it personally?
You're taking it personal because it's true. So this is my thing. If I could challenge the Cowboys, first of all, it goes back to what I said about Baltimore. Who's the leader of that football team? Who's the leader? Who is the person to get in anybody's face, regardless of who they are on the team? Who's the person? Who's the guy? Everybody seems like just to be going along. I mean, Dallas Cowboy has a rich tradition, a lot of history. Somebody got to have some pride. The Cowboys of yesterday would not have won Super Bowls without Michael Irvin, without Charles Haley's leadership. You got to have leadership. They don't have leadership. And so that's the problem. True leaders would have been like, okay, we see what you're saying. We're going to play better. We're going to get out the people. We're going to make it a nasty game. We're not taking no more disrespect. No, he wants to get in the DM and argue. Ain't nobody got the energy that you used in the DM, bring it to the field on Sunday. See how that goes.
Yes, indeed. My bad, man. My mouse died, so I had to plug in my other mouse. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. Y'all listen to the outside noise instead of playing the game of football. It just blows my mind that if you think that these guys don't know what they're talking about, then don't listen to them. I mean, you have the right to not to respond. You have the right to not to listen. I forgot what player he said. You don't even have social media to sit during the season. And I think that's a great idea because you get all these talking heads. You know, you can get me coming out here saying some certain things that might trigger some of y'all players. So why y'all don't listen?
You're getting paid. Okay, I sit here and I say, okay, I'll swap with Diggs right now. I'll swap with him right now. You come here, you be the family man. You go work a 9 to 5. You just have a normal life. Let me go be a Cowboy, and I'll show you. It's not about being perfect. It's not about your personal life. I make millions of dollars to play a kid's game. Right. Bubba Dubb having an opinion. Okay, well then I'm gonna turn up. Not on him, on my opponent, my next opponent.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they spoiled, man. Overpaid, spoiled, and a banger. My guy Jay. Tom, they deserve better. They deserve better. They watch you every week. They watching you every week. Even though you go out and suck it up, they still turning on the TV, hoping you're gonna be a little bit better, and all you could do is argue with Bubba Dubb. Man,
yeah. Look how the Saints playing. You think Saints players are listening to anybody talking about their performance on field? No, man. They know they got a lot of work to do, and the Cowboys should be doing the same thing. Yep. Especially year after year after year after year after year. Like, come on, something got changed. You can't be doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result.
Right.
Like, it's just crazy to me that these Dallas Cowboys players was Michael was like this too. He had issue with people say stuff about him. He go on his podcast and rip on him and stuff like that. You know, ever since he got to Green Bay, he hadn't really said much.
Right.
You know, he took shots at Jerry, but that's about it. I mean, change your mindset. Maybe you need to change your environment, Diggs. Maybe that's the problem.
Here's a suggestion to the Cowboys. This is a prime week to shut everybody up this week. You're playing against your former teammate and Michael Parsons and the Green Bay Packers. People expecting Green Bay to come in there and blow the doors off their place. Have a go out and have a day. Okay, Send a message to Michael Parsons and to the Green Bay Packers and to Bubba Dubb and Dub Bubba. Go play ball. Shit. Go play ball. All that crying and getting in the DM. You ain't, when it's on site, I see you and trying to criticize a comedian.
Right.
Get on, man. Get on.
He said on site. He said, I give you tickets to the game. Come to the game. Bubba Dubb said, all right. So hey, what happened when Bryson won his game yesterday? What did I say? I criticize Bryson all the time. I ain't have nothing to say, right?
You gotta shut him up.
They won. Yeah, you gotta shut me up. If you doing the right thing, if you making plays, I can't say anything. You shut me up. I'm like, okay. Now I gotta wait the next week to get content. Oh, he's still doing good next week. Okay. Yep. Now I'm watching. Now I'm like, okay, I don't got nothing to say. I mean,
use it
out there
as freaking fuel. That's what's wrong with people now. I don't use a hater for fuel because he might not be hating. So if you're not talking this week, I still need motivation. It need to be just to go out and play my best and take care of my family. They want to be loved. You want to earn. You got a star on your helmet, dude. Show up.
That's right. That's all. That's it right there. You got a star on your helmet. That's one of the most predominant franchises in the league that you play for. The most marketable. It's nothing to talk about, man. I don't got nothing to talk about them guys, Will. I play for Dallas Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? I make this much money in here to go perform. I'm about to go do the same thing. So that's Cowboys don't need this right now. They don't need this. But here we are. So RC, man, we were talking about Russell Wilson and Eli in the chat. What's so funny is First Take was talking about Eli and Russell. So I got a video to show about the Hall of Fame. So let's listen. Well, let's watch.
Is a 2-time Super Bowl champion. You hate to say it this way, but it's the truth. Take away the Super Bowl.
Oh, he did nothing.
What did he do? So you got a career 500 record, 117. Okay? That's Eli Manning's record as a starter. You've got 7 winning seasons in 17 years. All right? A vast majority of the time you spent missing the playoffs. And you going to the Hall of Fame. He's not in, obviously, not as of yet.
He's gonna make it.
But
He wasn't first ballot.
But he wasn't first ballot. But he's gonna. But one would surmise he's going to make it. Well, the first 9 years of Russell Wilson's career, he won football games. He also went to 2 Super Bowls, won one. Okay, and when you look at it from that standpoint, how could you put an Eli in and keep a Russell Wilson out? Yeah. Who, by the way, his record. I'm looking at his record here. He's 121, 80-1. That's 41 games over 500. You can't put Eli Manning in the Hall of Fame and leave Russell Wilson
Fair
out.
argument.
All right. So you saying Russ is a Hall of Famer. A lot of people saying Eli is a Hall of Famer. So either one of those guys deserving of the Hall of Fame?
Are you asking me?
Yes, I'm asking you. I want other people to hear your answer.
Okay, Russell Wilson definitely deserved to be in the Hall of Fame. Make an argument for him. So, I put up the graphic about Joe Montana. And so, of course, Russell has played 199 games. Joe has played 192. Joe his record is 117-47. Russell's record is 121-77. I hate the fact that they keep record for quarterback like they playing by themselves, but that's the record that they gave. So he's won more games than Joe. He's lost more games than Joe, but he's won more games than Joe as well. Passing yards, Joe. This kid Russ has 46,000. Joe had 40,000. Average passing yards 231 to Russ, 211 to Joe. Touchdowns in favor of Russ 350 to 273. Interceptions 111. Joe had 139. What my point I'm getting to, and then he has 5,000 yards rushing too. 5,000 yards rushing is he did that without Jerry Rice, John Taylor, Bill Walsh, Roger, Tom Rathman. He did that without Brent Jones. He did that without. So not only do we have the stats, but he didn't have the number one receiver. He didn't have the offensive-minded coach. He was. I know you bring up that Doug Baldwin was a good receiver, but he was not a great receiver. He was not mentioned amongst the greats. Okay, but still, he's not mentioned amongst the greats. He's never had a number one receiver. He had DK Metcalf later on. That's it. Other than that, this guy constantly was beating teams that were picked to win the Super Bowl, like the 49ers and the Green Bay Packers, who had players. See, Kaepernick had Vernon Davis. Who was Russ tight end? Kaepernick had Michael Crabtree, Anquan Bolden, Frank Gore. He had Marshawn Lynch over and over and over. So he accumulated these stats, and he won a Super Bowl. He threw a pick on our goal line, should have won 2. But outside the year he had with Sean Payton, he hadn't had bad years. Like even the year before he got to Sean Payton, that team was headed to the playoffs if he don't get injured. Russ is a Hall of Famer, man. Statistically, by the numbers, he's a Hall of Famer. Him and Eli Manning are not the same. They're not the same quarterback. Eli Manning played in New York, and he had a good defense as well. And he had Plaxico Burress. Okay,
yeah,
he had Jeremy Shockey. Okay, he had Mario Manningham. He had Akeem Hicks. He even played with Odell Beckham Jr. And in closing, you want to bring up defense. Montana had the couple Super Bowls he had. His defense was ranked top 3, top 5. One year they led. They gave up the least points. So, I mean, Russell Wilson is a Hall of Famer for me. It's a no-brainer.
So when you name Russell Wilson, you think all-time great with Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers,
most definitely,
Joe Montana,
most
Brett
definitely,
Favre, John Elway.
So
I don't see
so
that.
hold on.
That don't ring Hall of Fame to me.
If Drew Brees never goes to New Orleans and he don't meet the offensive group and it doesn't mesh and match, he met his match, he meshed with a guy that won the one Super Bowl. If he don't win that one Super Bowl, if you don't have that year, that magical year, is he a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
all right.
He showed promise in San Diego.
Because of
not
why?
Like he was a scrub.
Because of why? Because of the what?
Because of who he was. I mean, he came with the San Diego Chargers and battling out with a okay team. I mean, they made the playoffs.
No, they had a really good team. They had a really good team in San Diego. Really good team.
Let's look at Russ though. All right, you comparing Joe Montana, but that's a different era too. The passing game was totally different. So I wouldn't compare their numbers to each other.
I mean, wait.
Today the rule changes and everything like that.
No, you got the GOAT receiver. You got 40,000 passing yards, Joe Montana. I'm not discrediting Joe. I'm not saying Russ is not better. It's better than Joe Montana. That's not what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. I'm saying that Joe Montana has numbers that by numbers, Russ is a Hall of Famer. If you can just comparing numbers, I'm not saying he's better than Joe Montana. Go ahead.
You brought up Drew Brees. I'm glad you brought up Drew Brees. So you don't think Pete Carroll had a big say-so in Russell's career, where we see when Russell leave the Seahawks, he played terrible with the Broncos. He played bad with the Steelers. Now look at him with the Giants. Now we look at Joe Montana, but if you look at Joe Montana, when he went to the Chiefs, he took that team to the playoffs, and he was playing dang good football with the Chiefs. So I forgot how old he was, like 36, 37, something like that.
He was good. He was good. So you saying let's go look at that one year that Russ had where they wanted Russ to take a pay cut, and they went with the younger guy. He was having a good season. They started 0-5. Okay. They were one of the few teams who beat the Chiefs that year. Russ, as a Bronco,
they had a good defense.
No, bro, he had. Come on, man.
But
hold on.
The thing with Russ too. With Russ, like I said, without Pete Carroll, he would not be that guy. I mean, Pete Carroll made him feel comfortable in that offense. He put around receivers that were able to fit in with that scheme. Like you bring up Doug Baldwin. You said Doug Baldwin was that guy, but you look at the Saints. When we won our Super Bowl, we had Marcus Colston. Well, Colston was that guy. Like they're like, dang, Colston, a true number one. He didn't even make the Pro Bowl, but he fit what we were doing on offense. I feel like Doug Baldwin was that guy that fit the mold of what they were trying to do. Same with Curry. Same with when they had Tate. When they had that other kid, I forgot his name right now. How that offense was constructed, it was built from the wear down teams with Marshawn and then spread the ball around. I mean, if you even look at how the team was constructed, that defense they had, did you know the last, I want to say 4 or 5 years, they led the NFL in scoring defense? That's insane. That's insane.
Bro. That's unfair because, all right, okay, you're using that. You're saying the Legion of Boom was the 85 Bears and it was not. Okay? They went to the Super Bowl twice. But even in the Super Bowl, Brady, they were not the 85 Bears. You got to understand something, man. They were a good defense, but they were not the 85 Bears, and they were not the Ravens, 2001 Ravens. They were not that. They were good. But let me make a point here. So in 2023 and 2024, Russell Wilson had 3,500 yards passing, 16 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Okay, listen to this. The next year, when he got comfortable, he had the same amount of yards, 26 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. That's all. Okay, he played well. He played really well with Sean Payton. But they wanted him to take a pay cut. We know about that contract situation. So looking at his career, he's only been bad with the Giants now and the Steelers. But he made the playoff with the Steelers. 2,400 yards with the Steelers, 16 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Defined bad.
that stat line just mediocre. We can go get Darnold to put
He's older
those
now,
numbers.
but listen, he's older now. He's older now. He threw for 4,000 yards in 15. He threw for 4,000 yards in 16.
Yards to me don't really mean anything.
Well, then Drew Brees not a Hall of Famer. Drew Brees not a Hall of Famer then.
No, but look at his touchdowns. No, his touchdown second though. I think yards can be misconstrued because we don't know when he getting the yards in garbage time and blowout.
Man, no, that's wrong. But then we need to discredit all quarterbacks. Then that means Drew Brees the all-time leading passer. For his passing yards, he broke Dan Marino's passing yards, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the last few years Drew Brees was in New Orleans, you didn't make the playoffs. So that's garbage. It shouldn't count, right? That's what you're saying.
But Drew Brees is an anomaly. Let me tell you why. We had one of the worst ranking defense for like most of
that has nothing to do with what we talking about.
While Russell, look, okay, give the Saints the Legion of Boom with the Saints with their offense, high power offense.
That has nothing to do with
both they're getting.
Listen,
offense, at least 3.
Offense and defense. We're talking strictly what the guy did on offense. His job was to play quarterback, not turn the football over, score touchdowns. He did that with Doug Baldwin. He did that with a guy named something Curse.
Javon Curse.
It wasn't Javon. It was something Curse, Jerome maybe, but it wasn't Javon because Javon was the guy that played for the freaking Titans. Yeah. I'm saying we can't name his receivers, dude.
I can't. I named. Oh, hold on. I figured it was Curse, Percy Harvin, Doug Baldwin.
Okay.
I want to say
look up how many games that Percy Harvin actually played as a Seahawk.
He was a specialty guy. So in certain situations, he was the key.
It's not fair. It's not fair to discredit a quarterback because he accumulated these stats. And this is my thing. What's the criteria now to make this the Hall of Fame? Numbers, right?
We cannot be like the NBA and just give out certificates for anybody just because they got stats. I mean, look, if we let Russ in, let's be honest, that means you gotta let Eli in.
Eli's not good as Russ. So if Eli would have played in Seattle with none of those players I named that he played with, he would not have produced those numbers. He didn't produce those numbers. He didn't produce those numbers with those players I named.
I think that he'd be good enough to win one because even though that Giants team had big names, but they did run the ball very well, and that's what Seattle did too. And the Giants had a good defense.
This man threw for 46. This man threw for 46,000 yards in his career. 46,000 yards in his career. Eli Manning has thrown for. Let me see how many yards.
He won one Super Bowl with a top 5 defense. That's crazy to me.
That's not his. But bro, listen. First of all, we don't know the Seattle Seahawks to be anything without Russell Wilson and the Legion of Boom. Okay, we don't know now that they before he got there, they went to the Super Bowl with Mike Holmgren.
Matt Hasselbeck, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
But then after that, that's all they were known for losing. That dude made that team and that guy because originally they signed Matt Flynn to be their quarterback. They thought he was going to be the guy, and he beat him out. I think you're discrediting him because you're not a fan of him. It's kind of like I told a guy about Cam Newton. I said, Cam Newton, we should not discredit Cam Newton's accolades because of his personality or the way he dressed. How quickly do we forget what he accomplished in college, high school, college, junior college, college, and the NFL. He's accomplished a lot. He has every piece of jewelry but a Super Bowl ring. He was a great player, but because but these guys like Russell Wilson and others are really good football players, but people attack them personally and they can't see what they've accomplished. And he's old now, so people forget what he did.
Man, I get it. He put up the stats. I mean, he played for a great head coach. He played for he
played for a defensive-minded head coach.
But without Marshawn too, I mean, they wouldn't probably be in that predicament. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what Russ. He's good. He's not a first ballot Hall of Fame. He might get in. I make an exception for Russ because of he went to 2 Super Bowls. But if we continue to let these guys that on borderline, like, Hall of Fame status, that means, like I said, we land Eli in, Phillips getting in, I still kind of on the edge with Big Ben, Matt
What?
Ryan, Cam.
Ben Roethlisberger's a Hall of Famer, dude.
I don't think he's a first ballot. I think he get in.
I mean, this is my thing with the NFL. They mess up. What do first ballot? What kind of weight do first ballot hold anyway? I mean, if you think about it, I like Devin Hester, but he should not be in the Hall of Fame before Roger Craig, Ricky Water. Go look at the numbers. There with the position that we know it that Christian McCaffrey plays and Saquon Barkley plays and Jonathan Taylor and all these guys. That was created, Marshall Faulk. That was created by Roger Craig. He has the numbers, he has the accolades, but he's not in the Hall of Fame. Ricky Water's not in the Hall of Fame. Fred Taylor's not in the Hall of Fame. It's a lot of guys that should be in the Hall of Fame before Devin Hester, because if that's the case, Eric Metcalf should be in the Hall of Fame. There's Brian Mitchell should be in the Hall of Fame. Like, it's a lot of great special teams people that should be in the Hall of Fame that's not. It's all about who cries.
Special team.
It's all about who cries for you. Who cries for
I
you.
mentioned Big Ben because, you know, he has numbers in two, but, you know, his teams was loaded too. I mean, he had a top 5 receiver almost every time he played.
Listen. Answer this for me.
Not Santonio Holmes.
What great quarterback didn't have skill players?
Drew Brees.
Come on. All right. Let's set Drew Brees over. He had great players. Jeremy Shockey is a great player.
Before he got Randy.
Jeremy Shockey was a great player. Marcus Colston was a great player. The year you won the Super Bowl, man, you could injure them, you could do what they want, they still were great players. All I'm telling you is great quarterbacks have great skill players around him. Peyton Manning is not doing what he did without the players he had around.
But look at Big Ben, though. I mean, like I said, Big Ben a great quarterback, but look at his skill. I mean, he had Placido.
You don't like him.
Santonio. I like Big Ben. I put Big Ben over Eli, over Phillip.
Of course, he got more Super Bowl. I think that they don't pass the eye test with you, because if you look at it, if I told you what these guys did statistically from week to week, like Russ just threw for 450 yards and 3 touchdowns 2 weeks ago.
Okay, it was 2 weeks ago. What about this week?
Okay, but that's what I'm telling you. This is an undersized quarterback. This is an undersized quarterback who got the most out of his body and his ability. That's not something that a lot of people can do. Take a team and put him on their back, put him on his back, regardless of who playing receiver, and go win games. 450 yards in today's game, that's a lot for an undersized quarterback. I mean, I don't know another undersized quarterback that's done it yet. This current season, who was through for 450 yards. Like Bryce Young ain't did it. Jalen Hurts haven't did it. Brock Purdy ain't did. They're not doing it. He did it. The older guy. I'm saying this guy has got the most out of his ability and out of his body, and he's accomplished a lot. But he's big. He's gonna be slighted because of who he is.
I'm not gonna be mad as Russ get in. I get it, but I'm saying it just kind of opened up the door for the other guys that haven't done much. They got the numbers. Phillips got the numbers. Let's be real. Phillip Rivers has the numbers.
He's Hall of Famer.
So if you said Phillip was a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, if Antonio Gates is a Hall of Famer, Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer.
I don't.
Then Phillip goes to
Phillip. He just didn't get over the hump, man. That Chargers team,
everybody not gonna win a Super Bowl,
deep, man. But I'm saying that will make you great. Not just numbers, is what you can do on the field, your accolades.
So
you don't have nothing to his name.
So you telling me
just
guys who don't win championships aren't Hall of Fame worthy?
To a certain degree, unless they have some accolades to them. Like I get, like you said, the yards can be skewed. Numbers can be skewed because of how the game is played today. How every call is on the defense, how everything is geared to the offense. So numbers can be skewed in that way. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta win. You just can't continue I'll put up 300 and 400 yards, but I'm not gonna have nothing to my name.
But how in the world can you put the tight end he was throwing to in the Hall of Fame and not put the actual guy who was throwing the ball?
Because he don't play quarterback. He just run the routes. I mean, he only can do so much. The quarterback literally has the ball in his hand 80% of the time, wherever it is. Well, 100% because he handed it off. He has the ball in his hand all throughout the game. So he's the only one that can, besides the O-line, we understand how the game football works, but he's the one that constructs the offense. He's the orchestrator there. I mean, he get the thing singing and everything like that. So that's why I said with these stats, I get it. It's cool. Matt Ryan, Matt Ryan is up there because he did go to Super Bowl. He did have teams that went far in the playoffs. It's just with some of the guys that with how the league is scripting out for passing yards, that I really don't hold weight to it because of how the game has changed. I mean, they want these guys to throw for more yards. There's a whole purpose of putting in new rules so they can shatter these. Like, man, we have like people like Jay Cutler and them boys throwing like all these yards.
So let me ask you this:
so
if numbers don't matter and it's strictly about winning, then your guy would not be considered for the Hall of Fame.
He has
because
one
that's part. Okay, he has one. Okay, guess but who else has one?
How many times was Eli in the running for MVP or Rivers?
Okay,
Ben was in the running for MVP.
Russ was in the running. Russ had an
MVP. Russ was in the running. Okay, Russ was in the running for MVP once or twice. So okay, that's what I said. I can see that.
By
some
your
of the other guys,
by your standards, numbers don't matter. Winning does. Russ has won more. Russ has been more consistent at winning than Drew Brees has been.
So Romo, that's good. CSM 365. Thank you for that. Romo have the yards, the touchdowns.
No, listen,
but he haven't won anything.
Listen, that is comparing Romo to Russell Wilson or Drew Brees. That is like saying, I mean, first of all, the Cowboys hadn't got the George Halas Trophy in 30 years. You know what that is? That's what you get for winning the NFC. They haven't done that. Tony Romo was never considered one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League. He was never considered top 5. He wasn't considered one of those guys that everybody viewed as one of the top guys in the league. Nobody feared Tony Romo. Tony Romo's name shouldn't be brought up. Why are we talking about Tony Romo? We're talking about the guy that,
but I'm saying like
the
Romo
guy who actually won.
He was the man. He was dating not Carrie.
So you're talking about something that has nothing to do with football.
He was like the dude was on cloud 9. The dude was dating. What's that girl's name?
What do that matter though? Who he dates gonna get him in.
Romo was the dude though. Hold on. Let's go back to Randy's comment. I think it was Randy. Hold on. He said, "What about Flacco? I don't think Flacco is a Hall of Famer."
Listen, man.
You
No, hell no.
I don't think Flacco's a Hall of Famer. I think that it's a little bit okay. We can say it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. You gotta win the accolades and of course the stats. You can't throw for like only 30,000 yards or something like that. Like you gotta be in the middle, but you gotta have some accolades. You gotta at least make it to the playoffs or get to the AFC Championship, NFC Championship game. Like you just can't be out here putting up stats and not doing anything.
Okay, this is what Russ has since he brought Tony Romo in. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna match their careers. One guy has been to 2 Super Bowls, and for an organization that wasn't known for winning, that he helped make a brand. Okay, he was a part of making that team great. Yellow Legion of Boom was great, but he also had a part in that. He terrorized the 49ers and the Rams in the division. Okay.
The ball cooking.
Okay. All right. But still, he had to throw the ball to Doug Baldwin. Okay. One guy has almost 50,000 yards passing. The other guy has 34,000 yards. That's Romo. One guy you brought up dating. You brought up this is Jessica Simpson.
I was just showing how big Romo was
because he played for the Cowboys. Look, the Cowboys, they got people who are going to look at them differently because of who they play for. Has nothing to do with a Hall of Fame back. Nobody's looking at Tony Romo ever as a Hall of Famer except Cowboy fans. Maybe that guy was a Cowboy fan. Okay. Not only that, now watch this. There was like Stephen A. said, there were 9 straight years of winning by this guy, Russell Wilson. Cowboys, they had 9 straight years of nothing being positive or winning, especially Romo. He's been a player that hasn't been able to get it done in big games. Russ has done that. You remember the game, the NFC Championship game against Aaron Rodgers with the team who's supposed to win to the Super Bowl? He upset them. All right, it went to overtime. You remember seeing him against the vaunted 49ers who had all these names, and he go out there and he do what he need to do against that defense and that team. I cannot sit here. I can't believe whoever that guy was who brought Tony Romo into this conversation. That's like bringing Pat Beverly into a conversation of great players and schools. Like, I don't give a damn about.
I'm just saying, I don't want us to lower the bar just to
The
get
bar
a
ain't
guy
lower.
that's kind of.
He earned it. He's
I
earned
just
it.
don't. Like I said, when I think of Russell Wilson, I don't think like, oh, now Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers. Like, was he even top 5 with those guys even playing when you had Rodgers?
It's because
when you had Big Ben, when you had Peyton, Tom, Drew.
It's because time go forward. We do this. I had to just have this conversation with a guy about LeBron James. He don't like LeBron James, so he automatically discredit LeBron James' ability to play basketball. I said, man, you're out your mind. We don't have to like his style of play. He's not my favorite player, but to say he can't play and he's not good and he's not a top 1 or 2 player that play the game all the time is insane. Don't make it that personal. Listen, we pulling up stats. Of course, we can't watch all the games of yesterday and say what it was and what it ain't. But Russell Wilson, in my opinion, with 353 touchdowns, 46,000 passing yards, 114 interceptions, 1 Super Bowl ring, Pro Bowls out the behind, 9 straight years of winning. He's a Hall of Famer. Eli Manning ain't done none of that.
I agree with that.
And he did it all. He did it all without Jerry Rice. It was the reason why I brought in Joe Montana, because that man, yak is an important stat in the West Coast offense. So that means Jerry was getting to the end. Okay. You keep bringing. You keep.
You know who Doug Bowen and he put up in that championship game you talking about. You know that championship game you talking about. He had 6 catches with 106 yards.
Okay, but listen to me. Listen to me. You're doing what your boy just did, bringing Tony Romo into the conversation by bringing Doug Ball. That'll be like me saying to you, Robert Meacham was because he had one good game. Robert Meacham, remember the game he had against the Redskins where the ball was tipped to him, he ran it in and scored? Come on, man, you can pull something out of there every now and then.
I just want you to put respect on Doug Ball's name.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Like I said, it's gonna be interesting. Cause like I said, a lot of people pushing for Eli. I don't want that because I know what Eli is, and I can let Russ in. I can say, okay, whatever, y'all can have Russ, but don't let Eli in.
This is what hurts me about all of this, not just Russell Wilson. It's because we get older and people don't value you no more once you start to age. They want to throw you away. All the things you accomplished, they don't want to give you your flowers and say, okay, and this is the part about players not knowing when to retire when they should. Because the longer you play, the further you get away from what you actually accomplished or did. And so some of it sometimes makes it worse and make people forget, because we do forget. And so, I fight for Russ because, like I said, he was in my division. I'm not doing him like you do in Cam Newton. I'm saying, hey, man, he was a really good quarterback.
Cam Newton Hall of Famer?
I in my feelings, to me personally, I think he is. I mean, he is the father.
Generational.
He's the father of what we see. If you're going, what you looking at with Josh Allen, I've seen it already with Cam Newton. I've already seen it. I've seen it.
I'm kind of borderline on Cam. I know what he can do.
He won't get in because he don't have the numbers.
Yeah, but he has an MVP. I think that's what. If he didn't win an MVP, I think they would have been like 100% no. And I think a lot of people gonna vote no on him because of his antics. So that's kind of sad to see.
No, he don't have the numbers. So you got to look at.
He got the rushing title, don't he?
32,000 rush, 32,000 passing yards, 194 touchdowns. That ain't gonna be enough. 3 Pro Bowls. He has the offensive rookie of the year. He has the MVP. But I think what's gonna hurt him is he don't have the godly numbers.
What's his rushing yard? I thought he was number 1 in rushing.
Let's see here.
I think that should play a big key on his status, because he definitely was a dual threat. And like you say, I want to say he's the father. Well, he's the father of the modern dual threat QBs.
Yeah.
Because we've seen that before. with Randall and Michael Vick, but he just kind of
So-
took it to another level.
The crazy part about this is he has the same exact amount rushing yards as one Russell Wilson. See, Russell Wilson got 5,000 rushing yards too, on top of all of that. See,
He
you dig
got
what I'm
5
saying?
rushing yards.
Yeah, Russell Wilson does. That's what Cam had.
Yeah, all that scrambling, they must factor in the ones that he run back 20 yards.
But also in Russ's favor, Russ was one for a couple of years the most sacked quarterback. So you're damn right he was running around. My point is this: 46,000 passing yards, 5,000 rush yards, 340 something touchdown. Like, man, what is the criteria to get in? Is my question. Like, what do I have to do? What do I have to have? What is the standard?
It depends on the person, really. That's what it all comes down.
Yeah.
That's what the committee come down to.
And
one guy on the committee said he wanted to vote for Aaron Rodgers because he was a Bears fan. It's just crazy.
And look, it depends on who cried for you. Dion cried for Devin Hester. Shannon cried for Sterling. Because up until then, whoever
got in though.
It depends on who's campaigning for you and how hard they do it.
Yeah, Randy said, I think that's a solid question. I don't even know, man. He said, who's the worst quarterback to be in the Hall of Fame? That is a dang good question.
Nobody. Everybody has said that.
I think that because they don't say I had to go back to the 60s, maybe.
No.
That's why I haven't watched.
No.
But I think every quarterback that's in there is pretty much deserving down. I think Dan Fox is in there.
Yeah, all of them deserving.
Yeah. So I don't know, Randy. It's kind of like different eras. So he said, should Kurt Warner have gone to Hall of Fame?
He going.
But he's in there, ain't he?
I'm not sure. Let me see.
I think Kurt Warner's in the Hall of Fame. I think.
Okay, so I just think that there's no bad quarterbacks in Hall.
It's like I said, it's gonna come down to the rider, how he feel about the player. Like I said, the Bears writer said that he's not gonna vote for Aaron Rodgers. I think he got kicked off the committee. But interesting. We're gonna put that poll up on Instagram. Is Russ a Hall of Famer and is Cam Newton a Hall of Famer? I think that's
when you get ready to decide or answer the question on this poll, can we just take our personal feelings for these people and put it over here and just look at what they become? Godly.
Russ is not even number one. Russ is not even first ballot in his own home, so he gotta get there.
Yeah.
All right, guys, man, that was a good debate right there. That was good. I'm eager to see y'all answers on Instagram. So we're gonna go into stud and dud. What a week, man! What a
week!
A lot of parlays died. All right, RC, who's your stud?
My stud was Bryce Young. Way to bounce back, man. Bryce Young.
I made you switch. I should have made you switch because I didn't know he scored.
Okay,
so
who was it?
You went with Caleb Williams. I like the Caleb Williams one better. He's deserving.
Well, Caleb Williams, yeah, because he bounced back as well. So yeah, Caleb Williams.
He definitely deserved it. I think he threw for like 3 touchdowns. Hey, RC, look at the top of your screen. You see Doomsday and Diggs. Just keep your eye on it.
Well, I seen this
blitz coming. It's picked up. Oh, Williams has a man wide open.
That's the play Bubba Dubb was talking
about. Basically, you need to, get in your own DMs and argue at yourself, Diggs, because
right.
I mean, tape don't lie. You did that.
Tape don't lie. So I have an interesting stud and dud. It's like 2 for 1. I have Isaiah Rodgers, and my dud in this one is Jake Browning. He played just like his last name. If I can play it, what in the world? Hold on. Let me see. Oh, that's why I clicked the wrong one. Hold on, let me see. Here it is.
Stuff on second down. It's a 2nd and 9. And Browning scanning, throwing, picked off, intercepted by Isaiah Rodgers, and he's racing down the sideline, and he will not be caught.
That boy had a career day. think he had a pick six and two forced fumbles.
Mm-hmm. He had a good day.
I think he had 2 touchdowns. I think he returned another touchdown, fumble or something like that.
He had another pick six, I think. I don't know. It might have been a fumble return.
Flowers stud is who was his stud? Jordan Davis.
From 44. Yeah. Joshua Carty has it blocked again. This time Jordan Davis. The big man looks for the icing on one big cake. Eagles hang on.
It was special teams was crazy this past week. Well, we saw the 49ers block the Cardinals kick. The Cardinals had a penalty and moved y'all up to re-kick y'all field goal.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Saints had a field goal block and a punt return ran on them. It was wild. Gatwood stud is Hurts.
I still can't believe that guy said something about Tony Romo.
He said, "Hey man, don't forget about him." All right. Who's your dud?
My dud was the offense, Green Bay offense. I just could not believe.
I couldn't believe it.
Was
your parlay? Was your parlay ruined because of that?
Yes, destroyed. Went right down the toilet.
Watch this play. You're gonna be mad when you see this.
4-man rush. Love throws. Intercepted. Picked off. Grant Delpit down the sideline, inside the 10, and down inside the 5.
I love them Browns jersey. Them clean.
Yeah, it's nice. He threw that interception at the worst possible time. They up 10-3. 10-3. Man, Jordan.
That's
Love.
all.
Come on,
that's
man.
all it takes, man.
Jordan hate. My dud. Oh no, I already showed my dud. Gatwood's dud is Michael Penix. Now watch this play. Hold up, that's the wrong video. What am I doing? Where is it? Here it is. Watch this. Man, he threw it lazy.
Is intercepted. That's completely on Penix. 100%.
Lazy. I think Flowers' dud is Stevenson.
Single setback, Stevenson. He gets the carry, and he fumbles the ball. And the Steelers have it. Circling is Darius Slay. Trying to cut back, and Slay is wrapped up.
So that's our stud and duds of the week. RC had one more video to show you. You remember we were talking about cheese rolling?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I pulled it for you. So here it is. This is the highlight of the week, cheese rolling. How many of y'all guys would do this?
It's that time of year again. It's the Cheese Rolling Festival. Or, with the amount of people filming the event on their phones this year, you might say it's a bloody Coldplay concert. No, I'm not being a cynical wanker. It's great. Cheese and those who care about cheese and chase it down what is basically a cliff deserve the mainstream credibility. And it's, look at her. It's admirable. It requires dedication. It's about having limits, but not giving a shit about those limits. But most importantly, it's about seeing if people can fly. Crikey. Genocide, war, the impending collapse of our planet. One bloke can make us all forget about that. A simple man living a simple life for cheese. Fuck me dead. How many angles of this guy do we have? Not enough would be the answer to that. But seriously, is he okay? Are any sports journalists interested in that story? Alived, unalived, anyone? I mean, what is the point of Are You OK Day if we're not all checking in on this dickhead to see if he's okay? He just vanishes behind a house. This picture speaks 1,000 words, at least. She's crying. There's a solitary tear running down her cheek. Meanwhile, the human next to her is upside down, lost, confused, hurt. Overall, every year, this tradition reminds me that our species is never changing. If we want to be reckless, idiotic, and wasteful with our well-being, that's our choice. That is our right. It's our God-fucking-fair dinkum given right.
So that's cheese rolling.
So before I have an opinion about cheese rollers and y'all get in my DM and threaten me with melted cheese, I saw a man fly, break his back, break his neck, break his everything behind a rope. I mean, they got to be giving him a certain amount of money to do this. But I know God, and God, wherever God's at up there just chilling, big fella, he looks down and he says, should have kept them damn dinosaurs, because at least they didn't write Facebook posts and then they get their phone out and record each other doing dumb shit. At least they don't chase behind rolling balls of cheese.
Mm-hmm.
So to the cheese rollers that watch this show, all 0 of you, this dumb shit we do as human beings, man. That's why I could not believe the brother. What in your mind possessed you to take off and break up your bones, your body for rolling cheese?
It had to be some money after that. It just
Millions
I
of
can't
dollars.
fathom. Millions. They had to be millions, right? Okay, you got to pay for them hospital bills.
What kind of drugs y'all on? First of all, because I mean, because if you go back and you see the guys like. I mean, the lady sitting there and he's like bent in half. Like, you did that to your own self. Like, humans are crazy, man. The things we do.
Yeah.
Wow.
He must did a line of coke before
he
ran down that hill.
He did a line of coke. He did a line of he drunk bleach. He did a lot of crazy shit. All I know is it's not normal. I thought maybe when you said cheese rolling is like they're chasing the cheese and just some fun in it. These people are dying behind cheese.
Dying.
Like, what kind of
breaking
cheese
necks?
Is this?
Like I said, it gotta be worth $1 million if they chasing cheese like that. Would you say last time I showed the only cheese I'm chasing is that money?
That's it. That's
money.
it. That's it. That's it, man. Like, I mean, I ain't finna jump off no cliff and break my neck for it. You got to be alive to spin it.
Right. You gotta enjoy it some way, somehow.
Wow.
All right, guys. We're brought to you by Bet Us. We got your game. Football going on right now. It broke a lot of people's hearts this past Sunday. College, Major League Baseball, the playoffs about to start. WNBA playoffs is going on. So use this platform, Bet Us. The link will be down below in the description. And place your bets with Bet Us. Win some big money. You ready to win this weekend?
We're gonna shake back. Ain't no way in hell.
Yes,
all the teams that's supposed to win lose. Not 2 weeks in a row.
Not 2 weeks in a row.
I'm staying away from the Raiders though.
Oh yeah. How they came
Steelers.
out on the Chargers. Definitely the Steelers. You don't know what you're gonna get from that team.
Mm-mm.
And now the Falcons. I don't know what's going on over there. So whoever they playing against this week, I might bet against them.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows? All right, guys, that's the show. We'll be back next week. Like I said, like and subscribe, share with family and friends. We appreciate the support over on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. We appreciate y'all. Until next time, we out of here.
All right, man. Take care.
Yes, sir. You too.